Welcome to my channel. It's Matt Albert. In today's video, we're going to be talking about 5 huge financial lessons that most people are not taught in school. As a matter of fact, I'm doing my master's right now, and we still haven't touched on any of these. And also, if you want more information on personal investing, financial investing, and just becoming a well-rounded person each and every day, consider subscribing and hitting the bell below. And without further delay, let's get started. So the 5 huge financial lessons that I'm going to teach you today, if you stay with me, the first one we're going to cover is staying debt-free or becoming debt-free. There's a lot I can talk about on this subject right now, but if you know anything about debt, it's not good. Now, you do have constructive debt, meaning if you get into, let's say, real estate, if you have a house loan, okay, that is constructive debt. But there's a lot of debt out there that's just bad, and it keeps you down, it stresses you out, and you're not going to get anywhere in life with debt. There's so much more you can do with after you get rid of your debt. So the first thing you want to do is you want to have an emergency fund, and that's $1,000. And a lot of people want to skip this and say, I just want to jump right back, I just want to get into getting out of debt. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not if something's going to go wrong, it's when. I'm talking about, your car breaking down, your air conditioner going out. I mean, there's a million things that can happen. And for some reason, $1,000 usually takes care of it. 40% of Americans only have around $400 saved up for an emergency fund. And that's bad. I don't know what to tell you on that. So you want to get this emergency fund funded as fast as possible. And I've come up with some ways that you can do that. There's 4 things that I've come up with that you can do to get this $1,000 as fast as possible. The first one is get rid of something, sell something in the house. Everybody has a ton of stuff that they have sitting around in the house that you can sell and get rid of. That's one way. So sell something. Number 2, find a one-time income opportunity. Another one, a third way, is to just get a second job. Weekend work. There's a lot of weekend work, especially with the season coming up. You got different seasonal type jobs that you can get. Anything that you can do to get this $1,000. So you don't have to keep the second job. You just wanted to get the $1,000. And the last one is to make cuts in your budget. If you're spending a lot of money here and there, a lot of Starbucks, what have you, I hate to say it, but you can live a little bit frugal for a month or two so you can get this $1,000. And once you get that $1,000, then you want to jump on the debt and get rid of it. The second thing that you want to be able to do is use your CPA or your lawyer when it comes to financial advice. Okay, I've just got done reading this great book, The Millionaire Mind, and I can tell you right now, there were 1,000 self-made millionaires that were interviewed during this book writing. And guess what? A majority of them go to their CPA or their lawyer for investment advice. They don't go to their stockbroker. They don't go to their realtor. They don't go to their insurance agent. They go to their CPA or their lawyer for advice before they invest in anything. And these are self-made millionaires. And there's over 1,000 that were talked to, and that's what their advice was. So I don't think it gets any better when it comes to the advice if you want to invest in something. Another thing, having a good CPA and a lawyer is going to be needed. Okay, you can't do it alone. If you want to become successful in life, you're going to have a team of people with you. Nobody does it alone. And having a good CPA and having a good lawyer pays tremendously. We all go to H&R Block at the end of the year and they do our taxes. Well, you can pretty much pay a CPA around the same and get your taxes done. And the great thing about having a CPA is you can always refer to them. They're always there. H&R Block's not there all year round. They're there at the end of the year or the beginning of the year when you do your taxes. If you get a CPA, they're there all year round. You can email them, call them, For the most part, they're not going to charge you for, this information if you have a question or two. Lawyers, it's a hit and miss. You never know. But even if you have to pay a couple $100 to a lawyer, if you're getting ready to invest in something, I'm telling you, the money is well worth it. You don't want to sit there and invest 10 grand and lose it all when you could have paid your lawyer a couple $100 and they could have said, you know what, don't do it. Okay, so that's number 2 on the list. Use a CPA or a lawyer for investment advice. Okay, number 3 on the 5 huge financial lessons is invest in your 401k. It's not there to look at. A lot of people procrastinate and they lose thousands of dollars because they could have invested in their 401k 5 years ago. I mean, the company usually most companies pay around 5, 6 to sometimes up to 7% they match. So whatever you put in, 6%, let's say you make $1,000 a week. Okay, that's $60 that you put in, and then they're going to match that $60 every week. So you can't beat that. It's free. Okay, you can't beat free. And then also you have IRAs and you have Roth IRAs. So invest in those because I'm telling you, they pay back big time in life. You wish you had these things. So start now and invest in your 401k and also get your Roth IRAs going. Okay, number 4 on the list is become asset rich. Okay, a lot of people, they love to make a lot of money, and I call that W-2 rich. You want to be asset rich because in the end, your wealth is going to come from your assets, meaning you want assets that create income. Just because you make a lot of money on paper, and I call that W-2 rich, doesn't mean a bunch of anything. That's like having a lot of credit but not doing anything with it. So you want a lot of lawyers, I hate to say it, CPAs, and there's certain doctors. They're W-2 rich, but that doesn't mean they're going to do well later in life. Just because you make a lot of money. So you don't have to be making $1 million a year to buy assets, is what I'm getting at. So make sure you invest in assets that produce income. One of the big ones I'm going to say is real estate. I'm big on real estate, and you've seen I don't know if you've seen any of my videos. I'm big on real estate. I'm getting ready to close on a duplex right now, and it's going to make good money. I call it a cash cow. And the great thing about having assets that produce income is that they have deductions. You can use them as a tax deduction. It's great to have a good job that pays well, but personal income, employment income is taxed at the highest tax rate, and there's no tax benefits because you're working for somebody else. So they get the tax benefits, you do not. But it's good because you make good money, and then you want to use that money to buy investments that make money. That's what I'm getting at. So you want to get assets, okay? You want to be asset heavy at the end of the year. So, and also when you have a lot of assets, they do give you the tax deductions that you're looking for. Mainly real estate is a big one. There's so many tax deductions that you can take when you own real estate as a landlord or landlady. So, okay, assets, that's number 4. Okay, number 5, I'm going to tell you build your credit score. I know Dave Ramsey, and I'm a big Dave Ramsey fan. That's where I've got in the beginning when I talked about having an emergency fund of $1,000, that's where I've got that ideal from. So, I mean, I didn't just like make that up. That's actually a great ideal. But Dave Ramsey's not big on credit scores. He's saying, well, you don't need it. But you know what? I'll be honest with you. In today's world, you do need a good credit score. And I'm going to say around 800. They say 740 is a good one. You know what? If you're going to do it, go big. Get 800. And there's 6 things that they look at, okay? I'm going to put them on the right here in front of you. Payment history, utilization of how much you're using on your credit, derogatory remarks, credit age, how old your credit is, how long you've had it, total accounts, how many different accounts you have, and hard inquiries. So basically, if you go to buy a house or you go to buy a car, that's going to be a hard hit on your credit, and it hurts it. Probably about 10, 11 points or something like that, but those are hard inquiries, and those are part of your FICO score. If you have too many hard inquiries within a year, or so, that's going to drop your score. But you want to have a good credit score. The reason why I'm getting at is because you're going to have to buy a house one day. You're going to have to buy a car. You're going to have to take out a loan. You're going to use a credit card. And if you have a good credit score, your interest rate is going to be a lot lower on those big ticket items. So it's going to save you thousands of dollars in the long run. So you want to have a good credit score. You don't want to get ready, and when if you're getting ready to buy a house, you don't want to just start working on your credit at that point. You want to have a good credit score all the time, so no matter what, you're ready to go. So you stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You could win the lottery, $350-400 million, and put that in your bank account, and your FICO score wouldn't move 1 point. So it doesn't matter how much money you have in your account, which I think is kind of unfair, but the credit game doesn't work that way. So I mean, you want to have money, obviously, but I'm just letting you know, having a lot of money in your bank account is not going to do you any good for your FICO score. It's all about going out there, getting a credit card, making payments on it, paying it off, things like that. Now, I told you earlier to get out of debt, and you're probably saying, well, you're telling me to get a credit card. Yeah, I am, but I'm telling you to use it wisely. So what I do is I use a credit card for all of my expenses, and then at the end of the month, I pay it off. And then that way I rack up good credit. It helps me on my credit. And then also the credit card company is going to eventually move up my credit limit because they see that I'm using it and I'm paying it off all the time, and they love that. That's the credit game. You're playing the game, okay? And then also I earn a lot of frequent flyer miles. So eventually I can take trips for free, me and my wife and things like that, and it's free. It's on the credit card company. And all we're doing is just using the card to make payments on things that we're going to buy and do anyway, and then we pay it off every month. So that's how you do it. If you're having trouble with a credit card, work on your credit score, you can go to creditkarma.com and get a free, they'll tell you what your credit score is for free, and you can track it that way. And then as far as a credit card, you can do a secured credit card. You can hack it. You can do credit card hacking. So you go to the bank and say, okay, I'll do you get a credit card, and then you basically put the money into the account, and it's secured. So you give them like $500, and then you have a $500 credit limit. And then eventually, after you make a few payments on time, they free up your money, they give it back to you, and then you have a credit card. So that's how you do that. That's if you can't get credit cards. You can do a secured credit card. So anyway, those are my 5 financial lessons in life, and if you work on those 5, if you really look at what I just said and go back over them and look at them, you'll find out that those are going to help you big time. And I'll guarantee you, without working on these, your life's going to be a lot tougher, and you're going to pay more in interest, and you're going to have a tougher time with investments. So anyway, I hope you got something out of this video. Please smash the like button, and again, consider subscribing if you want to know more on personal investing, financial advice, and just becoming better all around. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.